Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, by Hashem, and by Shah Yahweh Shai. Salakia, I had a yawn. But today's lesson, I want to go over this quick little verse 2 in Romans chapter 12 and hold a lot of weight. It says, Romans 12 and 2, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. So this verse holds a lot of weight. This verse holds a lot of weight, right? I'm gonna start by dealing with the very first verses. Be not conformed to this world. Don't pattern your life after the way of the world. Don't live your life after the way of this world, right? A lot of the times the world is going to pattern their life after who's on top, right? When Egypt was on top, that's the way everybody wanted to go. That everybody wanted to live their life as an Egyptian. When the Greeks were on top, everybody wanted to live their life as the Greeks, in the Greek fashions and the Greek customs. Right now, America is on top, and everybody wants to live their life and live their way after America, right? So right now, we're not supposed to live our life conform to the ways of America. We're not supposed to live our life conform to wherever you're at. If you're in the UK, you don't live your life patterned after UK. You don't live your life patterned after Tokyo, right? What are we supposed to do? We're supposed to live our life after the way of the Most High God, after His laws, right? But I'm going to show you why we don't want to be conformed to this world. James 4 and 4. Bear with me. James 4 and 4. Ye adulteresses. It's like ye adulterers and adulteresses. Know ye not that the friendship of this world, Salakia, that the friendship of the world is enmity with God. Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is the enemy of God. So if you're the friend of the world, if you're a friend of the way of the world, and you want to follow your life after these Gentiles and after these heathenish customs, James, the brother of Yahweh, said you're an enemy of God. That's what the brother of the Messiah said. If you want to pattern your life after this world, after America, guess what? You are therefore now made yourself the enemy of God. That's what it's going into. This is why Paul's saying, be not conformed to the world, but what? But be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Paul is speaking to the Romans right here, right? Or at least the church in Rome. And these folks have been living after the world. They have been living after Greek and Roman customs, Greek and Roman philosophy, Greek and Roman theology. And now Paul is saying, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. A lot of things that we thought we knew, that we thought were true, that we thought were was right, comes to find out it's been wrong the entire time. Isaiah 5 and 20. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, and put darkness for light and light for darkness, and put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. In the land that we live in the world, the people that control the world, we know them as Babylon. Here in America is Babylon, and Babylon's tongue has reached the entire world. So now, what we think is good turns out when we get into the scriptures, we find out is evil. Right? We found out coming into the truth that one of the most popular days people want to go out and commit all kinds of wickedness and abomination is the Sabbath day. You find that out, right? You come into the truth and you figure out the healthcare system, the way that we've been eating has been wrong the entire time. When they say it's good, when they say it's okay, it's been wrong the entire time. This is why Paul says the renewing of your mind. You have to renew it. The things that you were taught, all of it is not correct. All of it is not correct. There's some things you're just gonna have to change. Back in the world, I used to think America was the good guys to a certain extent. That's what I was taught. I was taught America was the good guys. Esau was the good man. He wasn't a villain. So on and so forth. Blah blah blah. All of this stuff is what they sold us. Propaganda, you know, TV screens, just doctrine in general. This is all what they sold us. But in reality, it's been a lie the whole time. It's been a lie. It's been madness and it's been nonsense. We were not supposed to be dealing with none of this. But like I said, this is why Paul says, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Don't be conformed to this world. Don't model your life after these so-called rappers. Don't model your life after them. Don't model your life after these women rappers. Women, don't model your lives after them. That's not what it is. They were put there for a reason. They were put there by our enemies for a reason. I'm pretty sure we all know when we came into the truth, we all found out who was controlling the record labels. We all found out who was in charge of guiding our people, right? We don't have leaders like other nations. We don't have real leaders. What do we have? Our leaders are people who entertain. That's who they put in front of us. Nowadays, our leaders are who? Basketball players. Michael Jordan and LeBron James. Who else is our leaders? Our leaders are people like who? Drake and NBA YoungBoy, Lil Durk, Lil Wayne. You know what I'm saying? These are not supposed to be our leaders. They're good at what they do, don't get me wrong. They're talented individuals, but they're not leaders. That's not what they were there for. They're there to make music. They're there to entertain. And that's who our enemies gave us. They gave us those people for leaders. Who else are our leaders? You got people like Dan Medea, Tyler Perry, the Medea movies. Those were given to us, and we kind of had to look at them and you know, that's who we took for our leaders. We don't have real leaders anymore. Not like back in the day. Not like um, Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. Granted, Martin Luther King taught and was teaching a lot of madness. In the end, he realized it wasn't that. But even still, at least he was trying to lead somewhere. We don't have a lot of leaders today. I mean, it's gonna be hard to find. I mean, of course, you got your men and women in the Israelite community. You got men like Dr. Umar Johnson, right? I don't hate on Dr. Umar Johnson. I like listening to the brother. But mainstream, what the world really sees is going to be the entertainment industry. So no, you do not want to conform after those people, after this world, after who our enemies gave us, after the knowledge of our enemies. If you do, you will then become the enemy of God. That's just a fact. That's just a fact. That we read that in James 4:4. Grab Romans 8:7. And I had these precepts kind of right here already because I'm driving. I'm at work, so I didn't. I didn't want to have to go looking for them. Romans 8:7. Because the carnal mind is enmity against God, for it is not subject to the law of God, neither indeed can be. We pair these things up. Being the friend of God, being the friend of the world is enmity of God. It looks like also having a carnal mind makes you uh 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 is enmity against God, right? These things we come to find out are synonymous. Having a fleshly, carnal, lustful, desirous mind, you're going to be enemies against God. Like I said, here in America, here in Babylon, everything is surrounded around desire. Everything is surrounded around lust. It takes no time at all. I literally mean no time at all to get on your phone and go look at a naked woman. That's just what it is. It takes no time at all. And this destroys the mentality. This destroys the mental of our young men. How? A man, he can access a woman through his phone, see everything he want to see, do it everything he want to do, and now he doesn't desire to go. He doesn't desire to get in the gym to better himself. He doesn't desire to have a good work ethic to better himself. Why should he better himself? He just got what he wanted. Instead of actually building yourself up to be a better man to get a woman, you can just boom right there. I got a woman right here. I got a woman right here. Not to mention the virtual reality stuff that's coming out, the madness that's coming around with virtual reality, right? This place is built upon just lust and greed. Greed. I want to see if I can find this precept because now, boom, 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 boom. Let me see. No, I think the precept I want is in Ezekiel. Let me see. Boom. Ezekiel 16:46. Behold, this was the sin, or this was the iniquity of thy sister Sodom. Pride, which is found here in Babylon. Fullness of bread, right? You can go anywhere. It's just fullness of bread can go into multiple things. Bread, physical food, right? Meaning what? You now no longer have to work as hard to receive a meal like you did back in the day. Um, or fullness in bread is fullness in understanding. You can get on Google, you can get on YouTube, learn just about damn near anything, whether it's good or bad. Whether it's good or bad, right? It says, in an abundance of idleness was in her and in her daughters, neither did she strengthen the hand of the poor and needy. And they were haughty and committed abomination before me. Therefore, I took them away as I saw good. What do we see going on here in America? Nothing but a bunch of sodomy, a bunch of idleness, a bunch of fullness of bread, pride, and they're now committing abomination. This is what's going on. You do not want to conform your ways after this place, after the world. You do not want to conform your way after your enemy, or you will therefore become the enemy of God. I don't know about you. I do not want to be the enemy of God. You got a lot of Christians out here teaching it's not necessary to keep the law. You don't have to keep the law. Such and such keeping them. Okay. Let's say I just rock with that for a little bit. I don't keep the law. I throw up this fake repentance, and I say I confess the name of the Lord Yahushua Mashiach. My bad, that's not what they say. I confess the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. Now what? Now you're saved. This is what they teach. Now you're saved. Okay, great. One man taught me, he was a Christian. He taught me it's okay for him to go kill a lot of people because he know God knows his heart. He was saved before, so he's still saved. You don't want to conform your ways after a religion like that. Christianity is a damnable religion. I'm not gonna lie. You do not want to conform your ways after their ways. Their works from a Gentile's works are no different. Their works from the works of the world are no different. You don't want to conform, you'll become the enemy of God. But like Paul is commanding us, and when I say commanding us, don't take it like that. Paul not the law. All right, I'm gonna be honest. Paul's not the law. So when I say Paul's commanding us, technically he's talking to the church, and we can use this for wisdom and understanding. That's kind of what I'm getting at. Paul is commanding us that we be transformed by the renewing, by the remodeling, the remaking, the re-engineering of our minds. And that takes time. So what though? It says that ye may prove what is good and acceptable and perfect will of God. This is how we prove ourselves. This is how we show ourselves acceptable. And what's the will of God? Psalm 40:8. I delight to do thy will, O my God. Yea, thy law is within my heart. We are supposed to renew our minds after the Most High God and after his law, statutes, and commandments. That's how we make ourselves friends with God, right? Of course, believing in Yahushua as well. A lot of people think when we teach the law that we disannul faith. We do not disannul faith. We really don't. We believe the same way that Abraham was justified was through faith. But how though? How was Abraham able to prove and show his faith? Did he not offer up Isaac on the altar? Did it not come with works behind it? That's how he proved his faith, with works. So we do not disannul faith, right? But getting back to the point, be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. And with that, I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, by Hashem, Hamashiach, Yahushua. Shalom.